from Brooks' standpoint, it's pretty pathetic. To me, Dillon Brooks' act here is borderline pathetic. Because there's been villains, there's been LeBron stoppers, quote unquote, agitators over the years. But so many of them just come off as really limited players without anything else going for them besides get in the heads of the opponent, get in the heads of LeBron, and it almost never works. I mean, Lance Stevenson blowing in his ear, Deshaun Stevenson back in the day, losing all of those series with the Wizards. Any of the quote-unquote agitators almost always lose this battle. Draymond might be the best example of actually succeeding, but when he kicked LeBron in the groin during the 2016 NBA Finals, it opened up the door for the Warriors to author one of the great collapses in sports history. So, quote, poking the bear, agitating LeBron has never really paid dividends. And in this case in Game 3, it was even more stark. I mean, Dillon Brooks is such a limited player. He shoots 3 of 13 in that game, gets tossed from the game because he swung his fist and obviously connected with, as LeBron said, the crown jewels. He will not be suspended for game number 4, but it just becomes a pitiful, pathetic effort by a guy that's trying to slow down or stop LeBron by getting in his head. I think what we've seen is that LeBron's so old and so experienced in this realm that if you try to do it, it just makes you look, I think, stupid. And when Ja there says it's basically based on reputation that he got tossed out, and Dillon Brooks kind of echoing the same thing, I mean, you really can't have it both ways. You can't be Dillon Brooks and poke the bear. Quote unquote said, I'll poke the bear. He's old. You can't pick a fight with LeBron, have the entire world waiting, watching to see if LeBron takes the bait, and then you swing and make a questionable basketball move and then get kicked out of the game because in your mind it was your reputation. The media, the fans created that. I mean, take some responsibility. You created that reputation. And you wanted the reputation because the Grizzlies know the only way they can win this series is if LeBron is out of sorts, emotionally unfocused, mentally unfocused. So I think it makes the Grizzlies look pathetic. Like they can't beat LeBron and the Lakers mano a mano on the up and up, so they've got to resort to this type of stuff. I mean, again, let's think about the players that we're talking about in the great realm of agitators. Deshaun Stevenson, who the hell is that? Lance Stevenson, I mean, give me a break. Dillon Brooks. There was that funny graphic that the Lakers TV team put up, which was side by side the resumes of LeBron and Dillon Brooks, and it's a joke. It's a complete joke. You're talking about one of the greatest of all time against a guy that, is not even an all-star. So I just think this whole thing makes the Grizzlies look cheap. I think it cheapens what they've done so far this season. As a 2-seed, are they coming off as a 2-seed? Or are they coming off as a bunch of kids that really aren't one of the great teams of the NBA? They've got to resort to these types of tactics and then point the finger at others of why are we getting unfair treatment, which is exactly what Draymond did a couple of days ago when he was tossed. And it's just like, dude, can anybody take responsibility here? Is that in anybody's vocabulary? The Grizzlies don't look or feel anything like a 2-seed. It feels like the seeding's flipped, and the Lakers are the 2, and the Grizzlies are desperate just to try to get in their heads because they can't win basketball-wise. I think it's made them look really bad. And Brooks looks like a total joker.